All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Bungou Stray Dogs, Season 2, Episode 10. Cthulhu has been eviscerated.
Yeah. No more Lovecraft shit.
Indeed.
We sent the pair, the X's, the dynamic duo.
Yep, they just, dialed that number and were like, hey, I know it's been a long time.
And then fuck you hangs up immediately. And then calls again, like, what do you want? It's like, oh, okay. Well,
I've missed you,
No, you haven't. It's like, you're
right.
Yeah.
Want to hang out? Fine.
I bet it'd be a good fight in it. Oh, it's a pretty good one. Yeah.
There will be tentacles and pounding involved.
Oh.
You're just saying
so
that.
well. You're just saying that to
You're right. Yeah.
Get me all hot and bothered.
But, oh boy, we have
God.
found out how the Port Mafia and the ADA can ally of a sort.
In a way. Yes.
Just for a one-night stand.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion. All right, the Moby Dick will fall.
It will. Yep.
And
okay.
In a unique twist of this, Francis is also on board
to
protect it, to make sure that it goes down. So is he so strong that he will survive?
I'm guessing, or like at the very last minute, he'll just like jump away from the Moby Dick as it's falling or something like that.
Sure.
Because what we've established from him so far, even though we don't know why, I hope that you're right and that it's just because his money is his power. But he's very strong. So I could definitely see his body being tough enough to be able to, at the very least, survive an impact, even if not necessarily an explosion, but I could see that too.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Two-parter.
Cool.
We got a two-parter this episode.
Yeah,
this
was unique. It felt like an adaptation kind of choice of where they're like, okay, well, we have this weird solo chapter
right.
with Edgar Rampo and Edgar Allan Poe, which is hilarious, and that you can totally tell that this was set up to be a joke, like just thing. It's hilarious. It's
the
so
fact
funny.
that they switched it around so that Edgar Allan Poe is chasing after Edgar Allan Poe, being like, "Curse you! Why are you better than me?"
I also love it as well because it's almost like a sad joke on the idea of Edgar Allan Poe's greatest enemy was himself. And just that he was trying to overcome this other version of himself that isn't even the real Edgar Allan Poe. So it's like,
damn.
Oh, okay, all right.
But yeah, I personally was just hoping that there would have been some point where there would have been a pit and pendulum situation with the scythe and everything. But the fact that they had the bricks, I was like, yeah. Thank you. That was wonderful.
And the setup for it was hilarious. The explanation was so outrageous and ridiculous.
The year's 2050, and it's a rest stop for
It's so meta and hilarious in that these are the kinds of things that in these styles of novels, basically, they're things that could actually be the case with how ridiculous some of them end up being.
Well, and
because the mansion isolated in an environment that cannot contact the outside world means that the outside world could be 2050, and it literally does not matter.
Yeah.
It does not have any bearing on the story. Yeah.
Also, the fact that the meta twist is that the protagonist is the killer.
Yeah.
Well, with the whole brick situation, that was something where the protagonist was actively going about their murder, and it's a thing of when do you figure it out that that's what's happening, So that was fun, but that
was funny.
The level of like camp and just silliness to it is wonderful because this show is so ridiculous in and of itself, but the fact that comes after we just got team up with the Port Mafia, fight and defeat Cthulhu, right, and now let's go on a little murder mystery thing in a reality marble sort of deal, all right.
I love it.
Yep.
I wanted to bring up something, though, that might have been the most obvious part of the whole twist for the book thing as well, is that he said that there were 5 people in in the bit there, which is a lie because there were 4 suspects and 1 person died,
Right.
which means that the author was omitting the idea that there was a 6th person as the killer. Now, you assume that that's like, well, that's just normal, and that you're like, well, the killer wasn't accounted for. But if the killer wasn't accounted for, then you wouldn't question those 4 because none of them could be the killer.
No, I thought the 5 people is just that it was including the detective.
No, but that's the thing. It's not. There were 4 people sitting down. There was 1 person that died, and then they come in as the 2. So of the 5 that were there, 1 of them died. But if there's only the 5 people in the mansion, 1 of them died. Logically, the only other person that is in the story is the protagonist. So the protagonist had to be the killer then.
I'm not sure I follow with that, but
No. I'm
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it also is something that I felt was very satisfying because a lot of the times, the reason I don't like mystery stories of that kind of like the whodunit and whatnot,
right,
is that to me it usually seems arbitrary. And while there will be some kind of like explanation and things so that you can be like, oh, okay, cool, and all that stuff, really, for the most part, to me personally, it feels like just bullshit contrivances to be like, yes, arbitrarily it's this person. It could have been anybody, right? The clues don't necessarily have to lead to this person. It could have also led to other
and that's
things
just lazy writing.
Yeah, and maybe it's just that I haven't found the mystery story for me.
But joke. That's
right,
that's
exactly,
the great joke.
exactly.
It's all a big meta, freaking joke.
In this show, where the characters are named after authors, and the one author who's one of the most well-known authors probably of the characters brought up in, well, no, they're all very well known, but like that it's my ability is I can suck you into a book. Really? Oh God! Wow! That I never would have thought something. I actually never thought something like that would come up in this show because it's so on the nose. But,
right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
cool.
Also, with the idea that this having another part here, this was something where then Edgar Allan Poe, that one specifically, gives up the weakness of the
Moby Dick.
The Moby Dick, which was all a trap. That was all a trap. That was all a setup that they leaked out effectively.
Or they knew that he wasn't stable, so they didn't tell him any of their plans.
Well, no. Of course they didn't tell him any of their plans. But that's part of the trap, is that they're like, okay, we'll see who they bring into the Moby Dick to try and set this up. So, in order to do that, they have Francis guarding the control room at the very least.
Right. Yeah, they're strongest to be like, whoever comes in doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. So
Yep.
Fantastic. The guild's going to drop the biggest whale.
America's literally going to drop its big dick on on Japan.
Oh my God. No. It's literally just what's happening. I can't with this show sometimes.
Yeah. So
yes, yeah. So that means that, well, we've got to fight ahead with Akutagawa and Atsushi, and that's going to be its own thing. But based on the OP, we know that, well, they're going to team up. They're going to team up probably.
And one of the things I'm curious about is, okay, they make it so that the Moby Dick doesn't fall, but they still need to kind of take care of the Moby Dick, right? Because they don't want that to be something that goes back in the guild's hands.
They said where they're going to end it, at the sea.
Right. And
Which
that's
means
like,
they're going to dump
cool.
the Moby Dick into the water.
Yeah.
And then they can have the part where the tail just goes, and
And then the person whose ability is, you can be like, yes, she's back where she belongs, kind of a thing, or something like that.
And then
I don't
he's
know.
free to go and leave.
And I gotta say, that was a cool. So at first I was like, wait, what? He doesn't have control over it? That's kind of silly. It's his ability. Oh wait, no. If his ability is creating a device, the device has ways to control the device that don't involve the ability user controlling the thing. So therefore, once he creates it, his creation could absolutely become a monstrosity not under his control. And then, he might see it as where this is a mercy. And now we just have third character from the guild that is now helping the ADA. Yeah. So guild is being lined up too for once maybe that we take care of, Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald. Then we can have the guild get brought in for another unlikely alliance when they're fighting the aliens, and then
no, it's gonna be the Illuminati. We've talked about this.
Yes, that's right. And Ongo is still alive. Cool. Okay.
Well,
nice. Of course, Ongo's still alive. Yeah. Let's.
I love to see him just all like,
right. And the idea of like, by the way, my airbag didn't deploy. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Yes.
Right. Like, okay.
I really do love the idea though that the guild used to be something that was honorable, but over the course of time, the natural like ability of it was replaced with probably things that came with the money of Francis Scott Key Fitzgerald.
Yep.
And then he replaced little pieces of this, grand, creature and turn it into a weapon, which is like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. So we're now going to cleanse it of all that.
We're going to
dump it into the ocean. And
I'm trying to extract some kind of like social commentary from this about like America.
Go attaching shit to your dick. I mean, like,
there we go. Oh God,
you're gonna turn it into an abomination. I mean, let it be free. Just.
Oh my God. Wow.
All right. Work with your friends because. Find ways to work with your enemies.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And I love the logic that they gave for why they sent Atsushi, because that made a lot of sense, right? He's been on the vehicle before,
but
right?
He
has a fighter type.
Go.
They never would have been able to know that, right? So it's just the fun thing of the author being like, and then here we go. Literally anyone else from the ADA or the Port Mafia would be like, okay, this is weird, but like we're both. Yeah,
we're here for the same.
We'll just
you don't mess with about me. 25 feet away from each other.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And then we'll both wreck shit, and maybe try and send whatever security is left behind toward the other person.
It still could literally happen.
Right.
Where they're basically like, oh, we're about to come to blows, and they're like, wait a minute,
But no, because Akutagawa's beef with Atsushi runs deep. He's got some daddy issues there, and
yes, he does.
And that's not going to be solved easily. Yeah. So
there we go. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.